The tribunal is now back in session.
Maybe Mr. Muhammad Fadli is in? Yes, perhaps we can call another witness then. Dr. Zul is not available. This witness is actually to support the evidence that was given by the Member of Parliament who gave evidence very late yesterday.
Mr. Muhammad Fadli,
Yes,
do you confirm your testimony to the tribunal today shall be the truth?
I confirm.
Yes, so as I was saying, this evidence is in support of the evidence that was given yesterday by the elected Member of Parliament for Kuantan. Okay, I know it. It didn't give me a chance to pronounce your name. Muhammad Fadli bin Kaharudin.
Kaharudin.
Kaharudin,
Yeah.
okay. No shortcut, huh?
No.
Now, can you look at the document in front of you?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the second page of that document, it's Police Diraja Malaysia report, police report,
Yeah.
which you made in Kuantan
Yep.
on 5th May 2013.
Yes.
And this is the day, polling day, yeah? Voting day. And you made it at 4:10 p.m.
Yeah.
That's before the polling station closed. Is that correct? Yes.
Right.
Now, you cast your vote on that day.
Yes.
What time was that on the 5th May?
So the first one or second one?
First one, of course.
Okay, the first
Second one
one,
you didn't cast, remember?
10 a.m. 10 plus.
10 plus a.m., huh? And which polling station was this?
Sekolah Sungai Sap.
Yeah. And do you know the stream number?
Yes. Number 4.
Stream number 4.
Same number 4.
Then you went through the process. Was your finger, left finger on your left hand?
Both hand.
Huh?
Okay. The clerk called me. I called my name. I went inside.
Did you show your IC? Oh, clerk, did you show your IC?
Yes, of course.
Yes, and then?
Okay. They check my name in the book, and yeah, they see everything is okay. So they did the same procedure. They ink my fingers, their finger, and they give me the ballot paper.
Okay, stop there. So they gave you a ballot paper.
Yeah.
Did they call out your name or not?
They did call out my name.
And your name was not crossed. Oh, you don't know about that, right?
I didn't know.
Yes. But all you know is you got a ballot paper.
Yes.
Were you surprised?
Yes, obviously,
Yes.
yeah.
And then what did you do?
I took the ballot paper.
Yes.
And then I went to see a police officer.
Wait. Not yet lah. You're still inside there.
Okay,
Slowly.
okay.
You young people always in a hurry, yeah?
Sorry
So
about that.
you took the ballot paper. I just want you to you are now there, got the ballot paper.
Yeah.
You see, we got to go step by step, huh? And then where did you take the ballot paper to? You did not
To
walk
the-
out straight away.
No, to the box where you vote.
So there is a box where you
Yeah.
record your vote. So you went inside there.
I went, but just passed through, not stopping. It happened.
Yeah.
I said, I have proof. I voted twice. I took out the ballot paper, but they didn't agree. Okay, so so a bit of discussion there. So no result after what happened. Okay, they talked about it. Then I decided to go to police station to lodge a report.
So the KTM just went back to his place?
They took my ballot paper.
Or they took your ballot paper?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went to the police station?
Yeah.
And then you lodged this report?
Yes, I lodged that report.
Now, it was, just to clarify, because I don't know whether you're aware, but any person who takes out, right, who takes out of the polling station any ballot paper or is found in possession of any ballot paper outside a polling station, all right, shall be liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years, or to a fine not exceeding 5,000 ringgit, or both. Both you can be imprisoned and all.
Yeah.
Did you know that it's wrong to?
Yeah, that's why I was looking for a police officer. to
Okay.
tell about it. Yeah.
So your
Or multiple voting not to take place. And I think perhaps you tested that as well, because you were given the ballot paper. What I'd like to know from you is, was it the same clerk you saw when you went in? Or did you see a different clerk?
I don't remember about that.
Because presumably in the first instance, she would have crossed your name.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday's witness said that the possibility was that there is a provision which allows for 2 streams to enter at the same time, and therefore you could have entered and seen a different clerk with a different electoral roll. Would that be possible?
Yes, maybe, yeah.
So in fact, you were showing that it's not just the indelible ink, but the system itself that was not foolproof.
I mean, the system is not working, not just.
Yeah, both. So the for ink and the system.
I think we heard yesterday, was it from the MP, right? Or the,
Yes.
that in fact, they do have what they call another role if there is a, the crowd is
Big.
a double stream or, is busy, and then they will open another saluran or
No, another queue.
another queue, but the same saluran,
Yeah.
where of course the
KTM. Well, and why this should happen? So yeah, I guess they told me. Should I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
They asked, were you in the room?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I did the same procedure,
yeah.
like in the morning, and then after that, they found out that in the room, they used 2 books instead of 1 for voter registration.
So you mean
that's case.
the police officer and this KTM said, okay, you go now through the process again. Is that it?
No.
No,
They
okay.
just go inside and ask
Ah.
around.
Okay, and then found 2 books.
2 books.
So, then what?
So that is that explains everything.
And then nothing.
And then
go back.
yeah, we
Went out.
go back to the police station and do further investigation of forensics and to check whether I have ink in my fingers. But for the second time, the ink also not there. So
Disappeared.
yeah, basically.
Well, the ink is one thing, but
Yeah.
getting the two
Two
the
books.
second voting and the 2 books, what happened to them? Didn't the
I-
police take them and?
I don't know.
Did you hear what the KTM told the police officer?
Yeah.
Did you listen, or they just
No,
brought you around?
They asked me to sit in
Or they asked you to
and-
six witnesses, Dr. Haji Zulkifli bin Ahmad?
Doctor,
Yep.
do you confirm your testimony to the tribunal today shall be the truth?
Yes.
Dr. Zulkifli,
Yeah.
you have before you, you have a statutory declaration before you?
I do.
Yes, if you turn to page 9. You have a signature at page 9. Is that, can you identify that signature, please?
Yes.
That's your signature.
It's my signature.
This is also not affirmed, but we undertake to have it affirmed because when did you sign this?
When did I sign it?
Yes,
Yesterday.
yesterday
Today,
only. So
sorry.
today, and today is Sunday, so we couldn't get a commissioner for oaths, but he'll re-sign it before the commissioner. So this is your statutory declaration.
Yes.
Yes. And for the record, this witness is Dr. Haji Zulkifli bin Ahmad. Now you can refer to your statement, because it's your own statement. Now you are a member transgressions that you have complained about. Now your complaints relate mainly to Form 14.
I would like to focus it on that.
Yes.
Although I have 26 petitions, or rather complaints in my petition
Yeah.
that I've submitted, but on this occasion of Tribunal Rakyat, I would like to just focus on one.
Okay. So one area first. We'll go into the petition in a short while. So this is with regard to Form 14.
Okay.
Right. Form 14, although we have heard it many times before, but we just, for the record, just state what Form 14 shows. Just tell the court, Form 14 will show what?
Right. Form 14 would be a record that will,
That's page 169, and it is also as an exhibit. So, but Form,
yeah, it's
yes?
Exhibit A1,
Yes.
yeah?
Just tell us, yes?
Yeah, essentially it's, sorry, that's not Exhibit 1, it's Exhibit 2,
Yes. Okay.
A2, yeah?
Yeah, just for the record, just tell us what this form is about.
This form is actually a record of what really happened as to number of turnouts, yeah, votes.
So this is
Paper-
now, then it says name of the polling center
Yeah,
and the stream.
and the stream number.
Yes. And of course the polling district code and the constituency, your parliamentary constituency.
Yeah.
And then it says here, let's look at this carefully because we are going to go
Yeah,
through
in
a large
detail.
number of forms.
Yeah.
So A is total number of ballot papers to be accounted for in the ballot box. All right? As in E in Form 13.
Yeah. And Form 13 is one where the presiding officer, or the officers in that district poll, would have to issue as and when each voter is coming in to the polling station, and be issued this as and when he is identified correctly as to be the real person possessing that particular identity card.
Okay. So Form E, just to clarify for the record, you are familiar, you see. So you know all this because you're a veteran participant in the electoral process, but we all are not really that.
Okay.
So we got to go step by step. So Form 13, now when you look at Form 13, and the panel has indeed looked at Form 13 before,
Okay.
it is, A, it records the number of ballot papers received first, A, kan? Received, Form 14, It says, total number of ballot papers to be accounted for in the ballot box as in E in Form 13. So the number of those ballots inside the box, kan? Okay, now,
You should tell it, yeah.
that's right. So now let's look at your complaints, Now your complaint, we look at, and I invite respectfully.
Prof,
Yes.
could you also, I think quite pertinent that you introduce another evident material to this,
Yes,
which is the score sheet.
yes.
I think it's pertinent because we're going to address that at the same time.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we got to take one by one, you know.
Now, because before going into any of my complaint, I need to get that score sheet introduced first by way of what it is.
Okay, now we have a veteran politician telling a lawyer what to do, so I think we better listen to him. No, don't worry, we'll listen to you. Okay, yes. Okay, yes, tell us about this.
Yeah, the score sheet, Prof, yeah, Your Honours, yeah, is actually a score sheet where you know, it records as to the quite about the same as Morang.
This Form 14 now, huh?
Okay.
And Your Honor, I refer to Exhibit A2, that means 2, it's tabulated 2 in your records. And these are a series of Form 14s. Okay, now let's examine this, huh? Okay, it says here, can we see, or is it a bit, I think just one more light, because it's a bit dark, I have to read this. Yes. Jumlah kertas undi yang patut berada dalam peti undi. Okay, these are the number of votes that patut berada, that should be inside the box, huh? Is 385.
Yeah.
Okay? Then we forgot about who got what. Then jumlah undi, you can see there's a jumlah undi 385. Correct?
Yeah.
Then bilangan kertas undi yang ditolak. Spoil votes. 7.
Yeah.
So the total number of votes
Correct.
is 7 in excess.
As I understand it, there are how many polling stations in your...
In my parliamentary constituency, 39 polling station.
39. 39 polling stations. As I understand it, in each polling station there may be 2 or 3 streams.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
you're right.
that's correct.
You're right.
So you are saying now that actually 17 streams, right? So if I multiply, well, I don't know how many streams there are out from 39 because some may be 2 or 3, right?
You're right.
So now you are saying only 17, you are concerned with
Yeah.
17 streams, and they could be from how many polling stations?
39.
From the 39?
Yeah. The entire 39 polling station,
Uh-huh.
I have problem with 17.
17 streams?
Yeah.
Are they from the same polling station?
No, they are from different
all
polling.
polling.
Yeah.
But were they in all the 39? Because 17 doesn't go into 39.
Exactly, Your Honor. So these are streams that I have picked
I
up.
see, this is one of the things.
Exactly.
therefore. Okay,
You got to go
okay,
through it,
that
and
is
then you
so
find
okay.
that you have issues here to
All right,
take.
Okay, yes.
And
Proceed.
Prof, would I
Yes.
continue? For the first one,
Yes.
yeah? May I just, by way of my affidavit or my certificate declaration,
Yes.
add a few, by your preamble, could I read it for the good of
Yes,
the
please.
audience and our honor?
Please,
Yeah.
please proceed. Yes.
I would just like to highlight missing votes, meaning to say ballot papers which were issued to voters but were not placed into the ballot box.
Yes.
That is the crux and the center of the contention.
Okay.
Should I go immediately for
and
the
then
first
we
one?
go to paragraph 6 and we take one by one. Huh?
Okay. The discrepancies together with the listing of polling centers and respective streams which were affected, the streams which were affected have been summarized into a table as below. Okay. The first one. Sekolah Rendah Agama Integrasi Bandar Baru. The one that you have started earlier.
Yes, never mind. Stream, yes.
Yeah. Stream number 1. Okay. Referring to the Form 14, Prof, yeah? Your Honours, yeah?
Yes.
The Form 14 recorded that the total number of ballot papers that should be in the box, i.e. total ballot papers issued, was 385. Yeah, were 385.
Yeah.
However, it was recorded that there were 385 valid votes cast and 7 ballot papers that were rejected. Okay.
Okay, now just pause there, and now we look at this sheet now. So this is the exhibit that shows that, correct? And this is what you are saying, that if you look,
Is 385 including extra ballot or not yet inside, including in it?
In this particular stream, Your Honor, there don't seem to be any extra
Ballot.
ballots. You could see in all those that are coming soon, there are certainly. So in this particular one, strangely, you only find that there is this only 7 extra votes.
7 mysterious
Sorry,
ballots, huh?
seven mysterious, which not necessarily, belong to the, mean 7 votes that are extra.
I mean 7 unaccounted for votes.
Yeah.
Because total issued is 385.
Yeah, but that has to be set against Form 13, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, from the,
And
Number,
that,
right?
true, Your Honor. But as you could see in Form 14,
You don't know.
jumlah kertas undi yang patut berada dalam peti undi, in bracket, seperti DE dalam borang 13. So, borang Form 13 is supposedly to reflect
Yes.
Yeah.
the numbers in A.
that's right.
And that is going to be a consistent appearance trait that is going to be part of my complaint.
That's right. So of ballot papers to be accounted for in the ballot box, as in E in Form 13. Okay, now maybe, Your Honor, we can go, sorry.
Yeah, just to this page, I only noticed one signature.
Mhm.
From
Those are the kind of, I would say, non-compliance, Dr. Shastri, Your Honor, where you keep
seeing this.
observing this kind of non-compliancy, but that is to me still, I wouldn't say frivolous, but that is not the main contention of this complaint. However, that should not have happened, by the way, Your Honor.
In fact, in one, there are no signatures by either side.
Yeah, you are very observant, Your Honor, because this
So-
should not have been the case at all.
Yeah, but this is the thing. They will say at that point, this is where you either sign or do not sign, right? So if you do not sign, as I understand it, you disagree then with the, you can say you disagree with the tabulation, no?
Yeah. May I say this, Prof?
Yes.
At this juncture, one that is without any signature will entitle itself to being adulterated along the way it is being sent to the main counting hall.
Yeah.
At every step of the way.
True,
Yes.
Your Honor.
And of course, the requirement, I mean, the Ketua Pengundi also must make sure that they all sign it, you see.
Yes.
Because otherwise, we have this and then, right? Because, okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, Prof. Can I
So
move on?
proceed. Yes.
Sorry.
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 How many registered voters in this saluran?
Um,
Registered voters.
This particular saluran, that I've got to refer
check,
because it's not immediately available with me now.
Okay, that's one. And number
Yeah.
two, how many voters that did not use their right to cast the vote?
It all
Unvoter or
what does that mean, Your Honor? I would understand your question to be the total
turnout.
Turnout.
Yeah, this.
would usually be lesser than the number of ballot
Registered voters.
papers given to a presiding officer.
Yes.
Hence the reason why, ideally, as and when they comes in the morning, they should be duty bound to calculate and ensure that that there are actual number of ballot papers, and verified by the polling agent, then
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that is in Form 13.
that is
See,
in Form 13.
So his point is that when you look at it, this form is after counting. So it should not have more than 385. That's the maximum. Here it shows 7 maximum.
Yeah.
7
So
extra.
this is the 7 extra. So that is the complaint that he's making
In this particular one.
in this particular case, and there are so many others with different kind of problems.
My point is that unused ballot, there are two categories of unused ballot. One is rusak, I mean, it cannot be used.
Yeah.
And the other one is unused because the voter cannot attend
Yeah,
voting. So
very true.
what is 7?
What Borang 13, Your Honor, register is the ballot papers issued. There are many other papers left on the, in the booklet that were not counted.
Because they're
They
not
did not
used.
account
Because
for
they're
it.
not used.
That were not accounted. They were not accounted for. Surely there must be extra, because the turnout is not 100%. The only point that I'm making to concur with your assertion earlier was that these numbers were not noted. In Malaysia, it's not a practice to note the number. However, coming later on my complaint is what is perhaps the seeds of the problem when your notion, Your Honor.
The point that he's making. But maybe if we go along the other
Yeah,
categories.
Okay. There
So
are
the-
more bizarre one coming, Prof.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Moving on to Sekolah Agama Rakyat Al-Hilal. In stream 3, the Form 14 recorded that the total number of ballot papers that should be in the box, i.e. total ballot papers issued, was 561. However, it was recorded that there were 560 valid votes casted, 5 ballot papers that were rejected, and 1 that was issued but not put into the ballot box. So this issue about again, it's a question of tally. So you have a situation here, 5 ballot papers unaccounted for, Prof. Your Honor. That is coming on the second stream 3 at district poll of Sekolah Agama Rakyat Al-Hilal.
Okay. So here we have 5 unaccounted for. And maybe you go to the next one.
Yeah. Can I
Okay.
go to the next one?
Yes.
The next one. Sekolah Kebangsaan Ijo, stream 2. The Form 14 recorded that the total number of ballot papers that should be in the box, i.e. total ballot papers issued, was 450.
So I think we can take it as evidence of the record showing this. And then later, the agent, it does not necessarily mean that the person who signed has accepted this result.
Yeah.
So then what he does is takes it, goes to Dr. Zol and says, look, this is, and then starts the complaint and says, what is this? Here, macam mana ni? I mean, how come this and this and this? So what it does show is that this is what was recorded. So he signs as to the recording, not as to the acceptance of the results as such. I mean, that's one interpretation.
Yeah,
Of
but
course,
if
you could
it's
say that.
mathematically not correct. How can he sign something that is mathematically not correct?
I know, but this is.
Your Honor, you are very right in the sense that the polling agent and the counting agent particularly have been trained to be well alert, and not to simply sign off any, particularly Form 14. However, you could see that this is surely an error or a
Manifest error.
here.
Clear error, yes.
But I would like to follow what the counsel has just said. Let's say he does not want to sign. What happens then?
Yeah. He actually should not have signed, Your Honor.
No.
He should have contested it.
It's not.
All right, so it's an accurate record. I mean, this is,
Yeah, but that goes to only to the KTM.
yes,
I don't think it binds.
precisely. That is my point. That this saya memperakui does not go below the date and below the ketua tempat mengundi, the presiding. It doesn't then say, okay, we here acknowledge that this is correct and we accept and it's binding and all this kind of thing. That's the first point. The second point is, if there's a manifest error, as there is, no signature can, I mean, how do you get out of this? There's,
No, okay, so maybe if we can quickly get to the point, because I'm just trying to add up. So what you have added up, if I may just, try to establish this, is actually the under D, right? The jumlah kertas undi yang dikeluarkan kepada pengundi, that means issued to voters, tetapi tidak dimasukkan ke dalam peti undi. You say that actually, if I understand it, you added that up and you got 1,605. Yeah? I don't know, maybe I added it up wrongly, but I got 1,526.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Somewhere around there, right?
Yes.
But that's the point.
Your Honor, now it no longer become my main and primary contention.
Okay.
It's not about numbers anymore.
No more, okay.
As I move along to other cases,
Yeah.
you will see that there were clear manifest error of a new phenomena of missing votes. Okay, going to the.
I think it's not missing. This is a
Oh,
new
that's a
phenomena
word that I would not know
of
how
new-
to.
of the emergence of new votes, not missing,
Yeah.
emergence of new votes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Vote unaccounted for or whatever. I've still failed to get to the correct terminology, Prof.
Okay, okay.
You certainly could be
Okay.
could help in this.
Yes.
So if you look at the A, you have. Sorry, I got it right. No. Api, that's right. Yeah, Prof. 285. Okay. 288. Sorry. A. B. 112 plus 165. 277. Spoil vote 11. And suddenly, you have a thing called jumlah kertas undi yang dikeluarkan kepada pengundi tetapi tidak dimasukkan ke dalam peti undi. A minus B plus C is 62. This is really coming to be very extremely baffling, and this is what I think what I meant by bizarre. Where is this 62 coming from, bro?
So for our international panel, what they are saying is the total of kertas.
Three of them,
Okay.
which I could understand why. Give you now immediately. There is one in Al Hilal. You're right, bro.
Yeah.
323. And if I could request for your attention to compare that with the A,
Yes.
the D and the A, Your Honors, you will find that the number is identical.
Yes.
So here clearly is a question of, I'm not quite sure what. But at least those numbers make sense, because if you make a mistake, and to err is human, if I may say, but then those are other things, like if I could also
But-
quickly,
but
the one, sorry, sorry, Your Honor, if I could,
No, just
Doc,
a second,
but
yes.
if you do not, this in D, yeah, I know it tallies with the top, A and D, but D says tetapi tidak dimasukkan ke dalam undi, that means they threw away 323? No, I know. I mean, I know, so he put it there, right? Because the total jumlah A is jumlah kertas undi yang patut berada dalam peti undi, 323. So then after that you fill up, okay, you got what, and then you have the total. Then you will have the balance of.
Point will be well made if you look at number 14, Sekolah Kebangsaan Tambak Jawa, saluran 3, where there is no coincidence between that number at the top
Yes.
and at the bottom.
yes,
So it's 549 were issued,
right.
and then 101 votes were issued to
Yeah.
pengundi but not put in the box, 101. So this does not tally with any number 549, nothing.
Nothing.
So where is the 101? And to emphasize the fact that this then is the ultimate form that determines who wins, who loses, Form 14.
Yeah, because they tally up Form 14, right?
Yes.
Yes, precisely. It is Form 14 that is tallied up.
Yeah,
So
is
the
Form
whole,
14.
so the point is the whole tally is wrong.
to correct it, you have to look at the actual now, open up all the ballot boxes and go over
what-
it again,
That's,
Yes,
Your Honor,
which you
that,
can't do, right?
We-
Because
we could.
unless you go by petition.
Petition.
yes, yeah, right.
So maybe we listen to what I said. Are there any more? I mean, I think we know now what's
yeah,
happening.
that is about the category, Prof.
Okay,
Your Honor.
why don't we go on to the next one about... is it
Okay, the petition.
Don't the agents of the candidates check this and this is being prepared?
Well, I mean, they sign, they asked to sign. You see, what actually happens, the truth, the statement is correct, seems, at least as printed, to apply only to the presiding officer. Of course, you can say, no, it'll follow and apply, but it does not seem to extend to those persons below, which means that it is not, the persons below are not foreclosed from challenging this. And that's the first point. The second point is, as I've emphasized, there is value in signing, because once they sign, then that's it. They cannot later on change the figures around.
Yeah.
We saw in the last 2 days, when there were Form 14s issued, there was cancellations at the site with only the presiding officer's signature.
Yeah.
That's
So-
certainly not valid.
That's not valid. But the point is, then that will be a problem, you see, because he signs it, and then Dr. Zul cannot come here if this was already altered. They say, what are you talking about? And then his chap will be saying, no, I complained to him saying I refuse to sign, because then it's his word
Yeah.
against the presiding officer's word.
Exactly.
But here now he cannot run away from this
I presume
miscalculation.
the reason why that form is given is to witness that this is correct. Because as you said, when it goes up to a different level, it's not counted again.
Yes.
So I
So
can't
that-
see how
that-
you can
no.
submit something which has not been signed by the agents
May
as valid.
But let's look at it. Let's pause here for a while. I see where you, Your Honor, are coming from completely.
the most important person, isn't it? If
Yes.
he has signed it,
Yes.
then he is responsible.
Yes. So he is the person who
Who makes the
certifies
final decision.
that this is it, whether you like it or not. And he says, I certify that the above statement is true. So the certification and the preclusion will apply to him. He cannot now say, supposing there was an election court and there's a trial, he cannot come and say, no, when I meant that I certify it to be true, I meant that it's not true. So he is bound by this. So he, in a trial, I participated in election petition trials. I know that for a fact. So he is precluded from that. And, he'll be cross-examined and told, if this is inaccurate, why did you sign it, and blah, 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 and all that. And, I don't think he will come out ahead as regards the truth of this, is he?
But Counsel, if I may just go back to the provisions that govern the filling in of Form 14, that's at 2512 as they refer to it. They say, prepare after the presiding officer shall immediately after completion of the counting of the votes, A, announce to every candidate or his election agent or counting agent who is present the number of votes given to each candidate. And then B, prepare a sufficient number of copies of the statement of the
Here, it's very interesting, you see, which shall be certified by the presiding officer. So
Correct.
who does the certification? Who
Correct.
does the fact that ini adalah betul?
Yeah.
It's the
This
presiding
presiding
officer.
officer, fair.
And they don't say, and certified by each candidate.
Correct. I agree there.
So all he
I
does
agree
is
there.
sign.
Yes. Yeah.
So the preclusion only applies necessarily to the presiding officer.
Yeah.
And the signing is his option to sign.
Yes.
And my view is that I'm glad they signed, because I'm quite certain if there's no manipulation, fine, then somebody will come to court and explain and so on. But assume for a moment that in every situation there are some bad apples, and this is the bad apple. I shouldn't give a bad name to apples, isn't it? But if there is a bad apple somewhere, then what would they do? They could be honest about it and say, okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Or if it can affect the outcome of election results, the temptation then to manipulate Form 14 will exist. This is the point, you see. But with the signature of his polling agent, they will be
Counting
precluded from doing that. So there is some value by, you know, by some stroke of
Yeah.
good fortune. There is some value in having this.
Yes, of course.
But then, of course, we come to the next point, which is
Perhaps
all this will be before
apart from this Form 14, the others are regarded as frivolous and
so your application was considered as frivolous.
yeah,
That means, you know, it's you had no business. You're just trying to
yeah,
kacau ganggu lah.
yeah, yeah.
Right? And costs were awarded against you.
60, I think.
You can't remember. My record shows 80,000. You forgot about 20,000. Missing
Yeah.
like your votes.
60, I think, bro. It's
Yeah.
80, is it? No.
Well, I've got it here as 80,000, 20,000 to your opponent,
Yeah, that's 20,000 plus the, to
and
the opponent.
30,000 to the returning officer. Our returning officer who certified this also can benefit from this. Some interesting. 30,000 to the returning officer, and 30,000 to the election commission, which is supposed to train and supervise returning officers. So 80,000.
I hope to get it all back, bro.
Huh?
I hope to get it all back.
Okay.
If you have been
Wish
paid.
you good luck, huh?
The returning officer was cited in the petition?
Yes, usually they cite the returning officer. Like in the previous petition, they only cited returning, but without the election commission. In the previous one that we delivered earlier. But in this case, sometimes they cite also the election commission. I think in future they'll be well advised.
Insofar as the petition is concerned, it's been rejected, but we have placed in our appeal, particularly on this. If I could just
No, never mind.
briefly
Don't,
make a mention of
don't
this.
start arguing your appeal here,
No, don't worry.
because we might give you judgment that may not be effective.
No, I would just like to inform
Yes. That you are
on
pursuing
this.
an appeal.
I'm pursuing an appeal,
Yes.
and that is alluded by the judge,
Yes.
that the Form 14 issue has to be taken up as a criminal offence. So, you know, we made the police report, and it's now in the process of being in the appeal. In the
You
appeal court.
think the police will take it up?
Yeah, they already did. They already
You
think
think they are going to
they have done
institute
it.
charges?
Yeah. They look serious, bro.
They look serious.
Let's hope they're really serious.
The police always look serious, huh?
No, sorry, so the judge says Form 14 is not within the purview of the election commission. So,
Yeah, election petition.
Election,
So,
the
election petition.
Election Offence Act. So it's been said as a criminal offence, and it's under the penal code.
So, any election offences, in fact, have been, are lost, so-called, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that can only be done by opening up the ballot boxes.
if that
And
is
the
what,
police is not going to be able to do that, are they? Because that is the election judge's
Yeah.
prerogative
Yes.
to order that.
Yes.
So,
I think this is what is meant by a case which is unprecedented, and we would like to see it how this will carry through
Well,
in the
it
court
will
of
be very
justice.
interesting
In
indeed
fact,
if
yeah.
it ever gets to being prosecuted.
Yes.
Never mind charge.
Your Honor, in fact, the point that you have made is actually covered very completely by Section 32 of the Election Offences Act, which says that, you know, if the election, you can bring it to challenge if there is non-compliance with the provisions of any written law relating to the conduct of any election, if it appears that the election was not conducted in accordance with the principles laid down in such written law, and so on and so forth. So here Form 14 is clearly a question of conduct of elections.
Well, I think that the layman here will say, yeah, it doesn't make sense. If that is the law, then the law is an ass. Or the judge.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, the law has really turned into an S right now.
But now I think it's infected the judges.
That is a problem. You see,
The
the problem
issue
is,
is about non-compliance, Prof, if I understood it correctly. It's a
No, no,
question
it
of
is.
non-compliance of the presiding officer, and as well, finally, the returning officer.
yes, but you see this Form 14, there has,
Unused paper is different from spoiled ballot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in
Yes,
Borang
the whole
14,
thing, right.
Part C, it's only for spoiled
If I
paper.
hear that right, I don't know.
There's no
Doesn't make sense to me.
room for unused paper,
That's right,
unused
yeah.
ballot paper.
Yes.
So, this one reason I think, there's a gap between A and B and C. So that's one reason. The other thing, I think this is a recommendation. If not mistaken, the law should stipulate it clearly that presiding officer receive ballot in total number of registered voters plus extra ballots.
Yeah.
Actually, it does say that in Form 13.
How many percent of extra ballot?
Yeah.
In my country, 2.5%. So very clear. So we can count
I
even
see.
before polling
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know.
There's a
whether-
very pertinent point that Your Honor has raised, Prof.
That'd be useful, yes.
Yes.
So we have, I have no further questions to ask of Dr. Zul. Done. Group. So it's a very short 3-4. With your leave, if you could just quickly attest to that fact. Yes, it is useful, yes. We call Muhammad Siddiq Muhammad Ibrahim. Okay. Yes, proceed. You can sit down, Mr. Encik Siddiq.
Encik Siddiq, adakah anda sahkan
No, can
bahawa
speak in English, I think. Can speak in English?
No, I think bahasa Melayu better.
Bahasa Melayu, okay, okay.
adakah anda sahkan bahawa keterangan anda kepada tribunal hari ini adalah benar?
Benar.
Your name is Muhammad Siddiq Muhammad Ibrahim.
Yeah, correct.
See, you can
Sama.
understand me in English, huh? Okay. So, you are the pengarah pilihan raya of Parti Keadilan Rakyat in the Kuala Lumpur.
Betul.
And you were present at the constituency of Lembah Pantai, P121, on 27th April to observe the dispatch of postal ballot papers.
Betul.
Deputy Director of the Election
In,
in Lembah Pantai.
For SPR lah.
yes, for the Election Commission.
Okay.
Yes, so you informed him.
So kita tanya, kenapa pula ada yang ini, boleh tak kita nak tahu siapa-siapa tu? So ada dalam gambar tu wanita dan ada lagi 2 orang. So
Mana sorry, can you show which two?
itu tudung pink color.
One,
One lagi ada gambar tapi dia
outside the picture.
kita ada bukti lah.
Okay.
Ada yang beberapa bukti.
Okay, so you asked him, and then what was his answer?
Dia jawab, ini you dah uji kita kewibawaan SPR. So you tak boleh soalkan benda ni walaupun dia dari ahli parti mana. So ini kita sudah
slowly.
lantik.
Translate.
He's saying that by asking that to the SPR officer, he challenged the integrity of the election commission.
So kita tak boleh ni sebab dia orang dari mana, tapi kita dah lantik.
We cannot question, but we already elected this person.
Okay. Dan saya dapat terima telefon semalam daripada YB Nuriza
No,
dan
tak apa. I just want to know this information lah, huh? Tak apa. I think that's all that I have.
These members, they paid the fees for UMNO, so meaning that these members are active members, not active members.
You know they paid the fees, is it?
yeah, every time because we can see the program all these people. So saya yakin lah.
You yakin, okay.
What is an active member?
Pardon?
An official in the
It's
committee?
a party member have to pay this one every year. So 2 ringgit I think in UMNO. if not mistaken.
I mean, the reason for not allowing such members connected with the party is to ensure that they do their jobs impartially. So whether they're active or ardent members or committed members, I think these are not matters they can get into.
Yeah. Yes, I have no further questions of this witness. So, Encik Muhammad Siddiq, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Have you anything else to say? Because I don't want to stop you. Just now you wanted...
No, okay.
Nothing, huh? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. We call Azli bin Hussein, again another member of the public who has come forward. And we don't want to stop the...
Betul.
Yeah. So did you then go there to lodge a complaint with the election commission officer?
Betul.
And what did he tell you?
Saya terima panggilan daripada salah seorang kita punya polling agent. Dia mengatakan di saluran 4 ketua tempat mengundi.
No, sekarang
dia menghubungi saya dulu.
Now I'm at the stage where you went there and you told the election commission officer.
Ya.
Right? What did you spoke to him?
Ya.
Ada berbual dengan dia lah, berdialog dengan dia. Apa dia cerita tu?
Okey. Sebelum apabila saya sampai, saya dengar dulu. Memang terbukti pada waktu itu dia membaca saja IC dan dia beri domination.
So you saw that?
Kebetulan, ya, saya nampak.
So translate.
When I reached there, it's true that these voters got the ballot papers by just saying his identification number.
Jadi, bila saya di depan pintu, salah seorang pegawai yang ada di situ bertanya dengan saya buat apa mengendap-endap.
When I was in front of the door, one of the officers there asked me what I'm doing here.
So, saya menjelaskan dan dia panggil ketua tempat mengundi itu, saya terus marah. Saya kata, awak tidak pergi latihan untuk menjadi ketua tempat mengundi. Penjelasan kepada dia kena ikut peraturan yang betul lah.
And then an EC officer came to that place and explained to the presiding officer that he must adhere to the rule.
Itu.
So for how long was this, do you know for what period they allowed people to come in and collect ballot papers without showing their IC? Do you know for what period of time?
Saluran itu lebih kurang pengundi dia ada 400 pengundi. Saya kira mungkin saya terlepas lebih daripada 80 pengundi kerana waktu itu memang queue panjang. Tapi masa saya hadir, queue dah tak panjang lagi lah.
Okay.
He said that the voters for that stream is around 400 voters, and he might miss 80 voters. When he reached there, the queue was no longer long.
Yes, I have no further questions.
Did you say another officer came and told this chap that he should look at the cards?
Ya. Dan pegawai itu tegur dia supaya dia...
It's not in your written statement, but...
Yeah. It's not in his written statement, but he's saying now that he then did inform and the person then corrected this. But there was something like about 80 odd people who did not issue their... any other questions?
There's one more.
Kerana disebabkan dalam kotak, kita terpaksa ada saksi daripada kita dan kelima-lima. Kita ada 5 yang bertanding di Batu tu. Kelima-lima wakil untuk melihat dia buka balik kotak itu. Saya rasa lebih daripada 18 kotak.
18 kotak.
Lebih.
18 boxes had these Form 14 inside.
Inside the box.
So you cannot do the tallying because they had to be taken out.
Ya. Jadi pasal kita menang, kita pun tak boleh nak marah pada waktu itu. Jadi cara yang kita masukkan, SPR tak menjalankan dia punya training. Dan saya tegur dia punya pengarah, seorang pengarah di BKL yang mengetuai itu. Saya kata macam mana boleh berlaku macam ini? Dia sendiri keluarkan statement, akan datang dia kena make sure yang duduk jaga di ketua tempat mengundi ini mesti nak ada qualified diploma. Jadi memang, dan saya tegas, saya kata dia sepatutnya datang ke Batu untuk kita beri dia training macam mana cara nak menjadi ketua tempat berudi. Sampai ke tahap itu yang ada.
This Form 14 is in respect of each saluran, right?
Yes.
Each saluran.
Each saluran.
We have seen that. So how many saluran, how many boxes then would there be in Batu?
Oh, banyak Arif. Batu kita ada 25 tempat mengundi.
polling station.
So,
So
and
kalau-
satu polling agent. Dia ada lain-lain polling agent. Ya,
polling station.
itu yang mungkin tak menghadiri latihan, saya ingat.
Well, I think you have been, I don't know whether you have been charitable, but you know, it could just be done that way so that, you know, it makes it difficult to have a counting of Batu until about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it could be done by 10 o'clock
Yes.
and the results known. So I mean, that's why I ask you how many, you know, and they can't be so idiotic because I've not heard of this.
Yes.
And that's why I want to ask, you know.
That's right, yes.
We have not heard of the Form 14. We thought the Form 14 being the tallying form is not put into the ballot box. But if it's put, then maybe it's a criminal offence, I don't know, because
Yeah.
it delayed the result.
So if kalau
Okay.
Encik Azli yang bagi latihan pada dia orang boleh habis pukul berapa?
Saya rasa di Batu latihan kita okey. Memang kita punya polling
Bukan,
agent
kalau
majoritinya profesional lah.
kalau you
Saya tak boleh langgar. Kalau saya nak keluarkan yang ini yang
No.
Arif, saya rasa saya ada banyak lagi file
Okay.
dengan kita punya
So
lawyer.
if it wasn't delayed
Ya.
by the having to bring out the Forms 14, yeah?
How long
the
it
ballot
take?
boxes, how long would you say it should have
My
taken?
experience will be by
Just look whether your signature, whether there is a signature on page 2.
Yes, that's my signature.
Your signature. So this is the statutory declaration of Mr. Manogaran Analalaki Marimutu. He's going to give a very short testimony. Now, you were a candidate for the parliamentary constituency of Cameron Highlands, huh?
Yes, that's right.
And you were a component party, Democratic Action Party of the coalition, opposition coalition,
Yes, that's right.
Pakatan Raya. And Cameron Highlands was one of the hotly contested seats, huh?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Now, you have raised several, you lost the elections.
Yes,
What was the margin by which you lost? How many votes?
462.
462 only. How many votes did you get, you recall?
10,044.
10,044.
Yes.
44 is a unlucky number, you know that? And so there was, your opponent got another,
The opponent got 10,506.
so that margin is how much, you said?
Difference 462.
462, which means if you had got 2, 3, and that was in your constituency, was it not?
Yes.
Yes. So I just want to have that supplemented. Now, they talked about the candidate as being Dato Wan Rosdi. So this was your opponent?
No,
No.
Dato' Wan Rosdi was the candidate for the state seat,
Or for the state seat,
which came under Cameron Highlands.
which came under your parliamentary seat?
So he was the running mate for the parliament candidate for Barisan.
Okay. Now, he was the one who called the Orang Asli, all the village headmen of the indigenous peoples, and told them to vote in one direction, and so on.
Yes.
Yes. Now, he also, I want you to find out what was, to tell the tribunal, what is his position with regard to Orang Asli?
Firstly, Dato' Rosdi was the incumbent. That means he was a state assemblyman in the previous election, 2008. He was also the chairman of the Committee for Rural Development and Al-Ewal Orang Asli Affairs.
So he was in charge of, he was the chairman of the committee that is directly responsible for the welfare of Hal Ehwal Orang Asli Negeri Pahang.
Negeri Pahang, yes.
Yes. Okay. Hmm? Yes. Now that
And I'm sad to say, as a lawyer as well, that our present-day judges are leading a miserable existence, a shameless existence. And she should repent together with all the other judges that they are paid to do their job there. Their job is to listen to our complaint. And that's what I exactly did under the law.
Actually heard the case? It wasn't
No, it
dismissed
was-
on technicality or?
It was dismissed on technicality. The sum of it was, she said, I didn't have cause of action. Despite pleading so much, the judge said I didn't have a cause of action.
did they give details why
Yes.
you did not have?
One of it was non-compliance with the petition rules.
Which rule?
For
No, I mean, what was the rule that, tell us about the rule, not so much the rule number.
it says that sufficient facts were not pleaded to mount a challenge to the election laws, but it was not heard on its merits at all, and there was also an interesting point. The judge kept asking, how do you connect Datuk Sri G. Palanivel? Yes, my lord. In my case, she didn't even ask the contending parties how much cost they want. In her written judgment, she straight away awarded 40,000. So I didn't have a chance to
So you
bargain,
mean
sort
there
of.
was a written judgment ready when you arrived?
Yes, yes. It was adjourned to a date
Or to
subsequent,
be,
yes, to be fair.
Yeah.
And she read out her judgment. And then in her judgment grounds, she said 40,000 cost to the first respondent.
Okay.
And that means I have 10,000 there.
Yeah.
So 45 minus 10, I have to cough out 35,000 more.
You had to pay 5,000 each to the
No,
East? No.
5,000 to both the second and third respondents
Ah.
together.
They were very
That was
generous with you.
negotiated, yes.
You negotiated that?
Yes.
Okay.
I have no further question, Mr. Manogaran. Thank you very much for
Thank you, much
testifying
obliged.
before